I'm Lee Pace. I play Roy Walker and the Masked Bandit in The Fall, directed by Tarsem. Well, before I read the script of The Fall, I had this meeting with Tarsem, who is insane, and he came into this conference room with a cigar box full of these mnemonics that he had been carrying around for about 13 years. A little toy monkey, I remember, photographs, just little things that reminded him of the story. And as he'd been shooting, he carried this box around and was formulating this movie in his head. And we got into this room, and for 2 hours, he was showing me these things and describing what he wanted to do. We're gonna shoot in South Africa, you're going to be in a wheelchair. I just found this amazing girl in Romania named Katinka. She's Alexandria, and since I found her, I'm gonna make this movie right now. You'll be in a wheelchair, everyone's going to think you're this character, and then we're going to shoot the fantasy in India. I mean, it was the most insane meeting I've ever had in my career. And of course, I was like, yes, yeah, absolutely. I want to do it. Well, I play Roy Walker, who, the reality of the film takes place in the 20s, in Los Angeles, at the very beginning of the movie business. And a lot of those movies were basically stunts. People would, kind of create a very flimsy story about someone being tied to a railroad track so that they could film, some, dangerous moment. And a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people, it was not the safest thing to do. And Roy, is a guy who showed up in Hollywood thinking he would be an actor, and someone talked him into riding a horse off a bridge. He does, and he becomes paralyzed. So he's a young man who's is kind of looking at the life ahead of him and doesn't really see what he had expected. And this little girl named Alexandra wanders into his hospital room, and they start talking, and he starts telling her a story. And that's where the movie becomes really interesting.